Hey, what's up? This is Jeff of INNERFIT, where exceptional fitness begins within. Coming to you today with some program updates. I know that I have been inconsistent with my postings due to several life transitions that are occurring right now. However, I think what I'm going to start doing is just do some impromptu updates in the manner in which I'm doing right now. And I still intend to update with do the postings for the functional foods updates. However, I want to address some issues that I keep hearing in talking to people about health concerns. And the number one most health concern that most people have is cardiac issues and foods to improve or enhance their cardiac functioning. After that, quite a few women have expressed concerns about healthy aging, and another one that I'm really just getting into is digestive health. I never realized the significance or the importance of digestive health until maybe the past 2 years, from 2016 to now. So I'm going to be doing some impromptu postings on digestive health and healthy aging. But one thing that I want to mention right now is something that I've been hearing about for maybe a decade or more. People don't understand cardiac functioning and blood pressure and all of that. A lot of people on blood pressure medicine, they don't understand why they're taking blood pressure medicine. Well, they understand why they're taking it, but they don't understand that different blood pressure medicines have different functions. Like there are certain blood pressure medicines that function primarily on the renal artery, which is located in the kidney, and then there are other blood pressure medicines that function on certain aspects of the heart, known as beta blockers. People don't understand those, and I understand. Those are medical terminologies they may not be able to pick up on, but they should know more. So they should know more than what they know about the blood pressure medicines that they're taking. But I don't want to talk about medicine. What I want to talk about is salt, right? Every time I come across someone discussing blood pressure medicine and how they need to go see their doctor to make some adjustments to their blood pressure medicine because their blood pressure is too high or whatever. Salt, people don't understand that salt is what causes the heart to beat. You restrict salt and whatever. If you limit your salt intake, you're going to have cardiac issues, without a doubt. The problem here is that you're consuming processed salt. Morton's table salt is processed salt. I'm pretty sure that I mentioned this before in my Salt is Essential for Life video, but on my YouTube channel. But salt is essential for life, and when you consume the proper types of salt, your heart is going to function more efficiently. Now, understand that in order for every time the heart beat, put it this way, in order for the heart to function, it has to have a certain balance of salt and potassium. And each time the heart contracts, put it this way, salt is mostly salt resides, for lack of a better way of putting it, outside of the cell. Potassium resides within the cell. Every time your heart beats, salt and potassium changes locations, okay? When your heart beats or contracts, salt moves inside of the cell, potassium moves outside of the cell. When it relaxes, they change places. They go back to the original location and whatnot. So, when you have an irregular heartbeat, I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to, tell you what to do. But when you have an irregular heartbeat, in my opinion, that could be because you're not because your sodium level and your potassium level is out of balance. For example, you're going to need more. You may have 3 sodium elements to 1 potassium elements. You're going to have more sodium in your body than potassium. You know, so if your balance sodium and potassium levels go out of balance, you're going to have some issues with your heart rate. You know, it just stands to reason. So my advice to you, and this is for educational purposes only, my advice to you is to stop eating processed table salt and eat pink Himalayan salt crystals. Replace your processed table salt with pink Himalayan salt crystals. Processed table salt is salt that has been processed to remove those trace minerals that salt contains naturally. For example, salt in its natural state contains the perfect ratio of magnesium, phosphorus, and a whole lot of other trace minerals that your body needs in order to function properly. And when you don't provide your body with these essential trace nutrients and elements, now what I want to say is when you only consume processed salt, your body is not quite sure what to do with it. So what happens it settles in the extracellular membranes. It settles outside of the cell. It does not exchange places properly with potassium. And that's why you see people with edema in the lower extremities, like the legs and ankles, because the salt is not exchanging places with the potassium. It's staying in the extracellular fluid and causing edema, which is going to cause cardiac issues, you know, as just the way that it is. You know, so in terms of pink Himalayan salt crystals or salt in its natural state, like maybe even sea salt, whatever salt that your body does not consume, if you eat too much of it, whatever salt that your body does not consume is going to be excreted through urine. You know, so you really can't eat too much of it because your body's going to use what it needs and it's going to excrete the rest of it out. It's just the way the body functions without us even thinking about it, because the body has a mind of its own. So this is kind of an impromptu presentation, for lack of a better way of putting it. But it's just I just meet so many people with cardiac issues, and they're not elderly people. They're people in their 30s and 40s and 50s. So I was talking to one guy. I don't know how this is going to turn out. This presentation is going to turn out, but if I don't get my point across in this one, I'll do it again, because I think that salt is essential for life, and I'm going to keep harping on this salt thing for the month of April, because it's so important that people understand that salt is essential for life. It is very important that you eat the proper salt. Avoid processed table salt and consume pink Himalayan salt crystals or sea salt, sparingly with the sea salt. We'll talk about that in another presentation. So yeah, this is Jeff of INNERFIT, where exceptional fitness begins within. Remember, 2018, imagine and believe as we endeavor to succeed.